Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. My name's Phil. If you're watching this live, get your views in, get your comments in. If you're watching it on playback, join us live. We go live on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope and YouTube all the time here on Leicester Fan TV. It is all about the fans' comments. Follow us wherever you are at Leicester Fan TV. Now, it's transfer deadline day today, and we want to know your views and your comments on what has been, well, I guess there's been one out today. Dennis Praet has left the club, gone on loan to Torino. What do you think to that? For me, I think I'm just disappointed that we've let a player of his quality go today, but something obviously has happened at the club that he wants to leave. And then we brought in Lookman, brought in on loan from RB Leipzig. He's been on loan before at Fulham for a couple of seasons. He also was a player at Everton and at Charlton, a former England under-19 2021, but has applied to become an international for, I believe, Nigeria. So get your views in, get your comments in, and join the link if you'd like to. I can get as many in there. Lee is saying, this is about Dennis Praet, saying he wasn't getting played. So Lee obviously thinking that Dennis Praet makes sense for him to go. Andy is saying he would still like to see Lingard. We were talking about Lingard earlier. Andy, I'm with you. I'd love to see him come. We were actually running a poll on Twitter. Who would you rather have signed, Lookman or Lingard? And last time I checked, Lingard was winning that by a little bit. But it doesn't matter. Welcome to Leicester, Lookman. Let's see what he is like. The Ginger Posty, that's Jason, says, Lookman has potential, but I'm stunned we didn't get Lingard for 25 million. It does seem in today's market, I know everything's expensive, inflated, whatever. 25 million for Jesse Lingard feels like, especially after the end of last season he had at West Ham, 25 million does seem like, I hate to say it, but decent value. But listen, we haven't got him. Mark saying you can't blame Praet. He doesn't get any games. No, I'm not blaming Praet. Good luck to him. I wish him all the best. I really do. I think he's a damn good player. Definitely capable of playing in the Premier League and in the Europa League for us. I'm a bit surprised. Here's a question for you who are watching. Obviously, Ricardo Pereira's left the pitch on Saturday against Norwich with a hamstring injury. Going to be out for a little bit with that. I believe we have 6 of the first, 6 defenders out at the moment. Should we have signed a defender today on loan? Was that the area? I know everybody wanted a winger, generally a right winger, but and Lookman, I believe, is a bit more of a left winger. TH3 saying Torino is a good place for him. Ivan saying not very happy when Praet left, cussed by the coach. Heard good things about Lookman, but just not much of a penalty taker. Yeah, if you've not seen that, don't go onto YouTube and search for Lookman penalties, because he took a panenka, is that how you say it, against West Ham. They were 1-0 down, and in the last minute of injury time, he took a penalty and did one at panenka. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'd called it a Jan Kermigan, one of those nonsense ones, one you should never do. Glenn says, think we missed the boat on Daniel James going to Leeds. Lookman, not sure good enough. Would have liked Praet to have stayed. Better than some. Glenn, I hear what you're saying, Glenn, mate. I do hear what you're saying, because I think Daniel James played 50 games for Man United in the Premier League, scored 6 goals. Clearly can handle the Premier League, and clearly must be fairly decent if he's made 50 appearances at his age for Manchester United. I think 25 million for him, again, in today's market, is all right money. But clearly, Leicester didn't have the money. We've loaned a player out to loan a player in. Do you think we'll have any more players in this window, says Adam? No, I don't, Adam, if I'm honest. There's a sniffy rumour that Hamza could end up going, believe it or not, to Wolves on loan. I think we do want to loan him out. It looks like that. Lookman can't be any worse than Perez. I'm not turning this, Jamie, into a Perez debate. Subject to say, I actually think Dennis Praet is better than some of the players who have remained at the club, which is why I scratch my head a little bit. Adam saying, do you think, is this the end of the window? Do you think? Yes, Adam, I think it is. I don't think we'll sign anybody else in there. I want to go back to Joe's comment in here. He says, happy with transfers this window. Only big mistake was letting Praet go. Yeah, I agree. I think it is a mistake. I genuinely do think it's a mistake. Something for me has happened at the club. Maybe it's been an ultimatum. Maybe they've had a conversation. I don't blame Dennis Praet. He wants to play. And if he's looking at some of the performances on the pitch, the back end of last season and this season, if you look at some of those midfielders in the pitch, and I'm going to say Maddison's not been on fire. Perez hasn't been on fire. And then he sees Kieran Dewsbury Hall coming on ahead of him. I think if I was Dennis Praet, I'd be looking, going, what is going on, Leicester? Why are you not playing me? And he's saying the only player leaving now would be Benkovic. Why did Benkovic? Listen, here's a question for you, Andy, and anybody else watching. Why did we have two goalkeepers on our bench on Saturday against Norwich? I didn't really realise on Saturday, but we had Jakubovic and Danny Ward on the bench on Saturday. Why did we have two goalkeepers on the bench? That's just a waste, isn't it? Surely it would have been better to have had one of the under-23 sat on the bench. Even if you weren't going to play him, have him there enjoying the atmosphere. Don't know. Why two goalkeepers against Norwich? That seems strange. Anybody want to answer that? Reedy saying, slowly coming round to Lookman. It's his second chance in the Premier League. He needs to perform. Let's add in Jack and Ross, who clicked on Jack and Ross.
Hello.
All right, lads, can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Ross, good evening. Let's start with you, Ross. The train station, the bus station, or Doncaster Stadium? What is it?
Doncaster train station.
Well, there you go. It was a guess. Ross, what is your take on Dennis Praet going and Lookman coming in?
Oh, with Praet, I mean, I think I agree with you, Felipe. Like, you know, because knowing our look now, we'll get loads of injuries in the midfield. And I would say, is it a long loan, is it? Is it a long loan?
Yeah,
that
season
is
on
Praet?
Praet to go out and a season long loan in for Lookman.
Yeah, I mean, the Lookman, I mean, hope he does it second time round. But obviously, yeah, again, someone said it, let's hope he doesn't take any penalties. That's for sure. But he is a very good player, though. I saw him play a few times last season for Fulham. Very good player. So hopefully we can use him right. Let's hope so. So yeah, that's my take on Lookman, to be fair. And obviously with Chowdhury, I don't think... See, if he doesn't go now, I think January.
I think the next game Leicester win 4-0.
4-0 against Man City, no chance, Charlie.
Why?
Hey,
Well, saying that, we did beat him 5-2 last season.
We beat them 5-2 last season, so don't you're
4-0.
Charlie. Ross, be honest.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
with Charlie,
that makes more sense than you, mate. So let's go on to Jack. Jack, we're near the end of transfer deadline day today. I don't think there's going to be any more into the club. It could just be Hamza Chowdhury may leave, although that's looking less likely. Newcastle are pretty much saying they're not in for him, but Wolves, there was a bit of a rumour he could go there.
Yeah, it's like the Okokobi at Leicester. You're Adamello in, you Dennis Praet out. You shake it all about Leicester. Hamza Chowdhury is going nowhere. I believe Steve Bruce is finished. He left the training ground around about earlier this afternoon and said no more is coming in. Wolves are now supposedly interested in Hamza Chowdhury. Where that one leaves, is it too late in the window for Hamza Chowdhury to leave? What remains to be seen in the next few hours. Lookman, it's his second opportunity in the Premier League. Let's hope he proves all the critics wrong. Just not with a Perez celebration, sticking fingers in his ears. Dennis Praet, fantastic player. And he deserves so much better, just like Abora did at Leicester. But, you know, we've got a big squad and we can't play everybody.
No, Jack, I agree. But Ross, we've got the Europa League coming up not too far away, playing some long-distance games, some tough games. We've got a tough game, tough 3 games in the Europa League, and if nothing else, Dennis Praet would have suited those matches.
100%. I mean, obviously the Napoli, especially Napoli. I think obviously he played. Didn't we sign Praet from a Serie A? Yeah, we signed him from Florentina, was it? Praet.
Sampdoria.
Sampdoria. I was close. Um, but I was, I think with Napoli coming up, yeah, I understand why we let Pratt go. If I'm honest with you, I mean, he's done no wrong. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He's not played bad. He's not played well as hardly played. So it's just one of them things. Maybe there was some behind the scenes we don't know about. We have no idea. Well, obviously
I'm sure.
Jack might know. He knows everything. So
I think there has been. Jack, Hamza Chowdhury. Now listen, this is rumours what players get paid, but I think Hamza Chowdhury is rumoured to be on a big whack, like Jonathan said, which will put people off signing him in on loan because it's a hell of a lot of money for other players, other teams to pay.
Yeah. Some clubs who like to sign these players prefer some of the parent club to sign, to like pay most of it or some of it. But obviously Leicester have know what Newcastle you can pay the whole of it. If you want him, then you can have him. It's supposedly supposed to be a loan deal. Then it was used for a permanent. Thought he was leaving, and so did Leicester. But Newcastle just ripped it up. You know what? We're not interested now. Find somebody.
but the thing is, though, with Lookman, obviously last year, was it under when we signed him, and then it was subject to a permanent deal. Let's just hope Lookman does a lot better than what under does. Well, is it was it Kababinga or something? Kawabunga? However you call him, he's gone to Real Madrid today.
I don't know who that is.
Joanna says she'd like to see Chowdhury as a cup player. I mean, it's going to be, if we're going to do anything this season in the Premier League and in any of the cups, we are going to need a strong squad. But for me, some of my slight worry is, and a question is to you, Jack. Do you feel we've strengthened the starting 11 this season, or just added to the squad? I mean, people like Dakar, Soumare, even Lookman. Are these players really going to break into that first team regular, or are they there to sit on the bench?
Well, 2 seasons still missing out on Champions League. It's depth with Leicester. Dakar's come in, Soumare's come in, Bertrand's came in, Vestergaard's came in, Batman's come in, Adameo de Lookman. So is it going to be one of them? Because Dakar and Soumare, you've not really seen them. They've been on the bench quite a lot this season. In the last 3 games we've played, we've not really seen such. Bertrand's been out with COVID. Vestergaard's been injured since signing from Southampton, £15 million. Lookman, Perez isn't going to get a game, is he? You know, he's banned for so many games. I wish it were more than 3, but it's not going to be. But, you know, Lookman, it's his time to shine, and hopefully he proves the fans wrong and proves why he should have a permanent contract here by the end of the season. Obviously, Under didn't really take his chance. Maybe people will argue that Under deserved more of a chance due to game time, and he didn't really take his chance when given it. Hopefully, Lookman does that, and hopefully gets a few goals and assists and becomes that winger that Leicester City have been needing for a very long time since Riyad Mahrez left the club.
I'm surprised you got down the King Power, Jack.
Ross, I'm going to say thanks a lot for joining us. If anything else happens tonight, we'll go live again. Okay, so I'm going to let Jack and Ross go. Don't miss your train, Ross.
No, get you sit down to King Power, Jack.
Let's just take them out of the stream. I'm going to Reedy in just briefly. Reedy has been waiting patiently. Reedy, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Obviously, now we've got the news of the new signing coming out. So it's, like I say, I'm coming around to it, like I said in the comments. It's hard to not think it might be a bad decision signing him on a loan, at least. Maybe if we bought him, it might be a bit of a different look. Obviously, we've bought him, so we have to see what he does. But I think, I'm looking at his stats. I'm looking at how he's been talking about since joining, and I think really it could be a decent deal, to be honest.
Jim says, let's hope Lookman gets a better chance than Under. I'm not a massive expert on Lookman and everything that he's done, really, but some of the things I've been reading a little bit about him again is that he does suffer a little bit like Under at maybe not getting back and tracking back and defending, which, you know, again, I'm no expert, I've not studied him, but that is what, you know, some of the reports are of Lookman.
Yeah, it is. And like I say, that's the first thing I saw. Like, is it going to be another Under? And it's something like I don't want it to be, because don't get me wrong, I thought I rated Under, but it's just he didn't get enough game time. So now Lookman's coming in. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers obviously wanted him when he's been talking after the post-match interviews for the Norwich game. So he obviously knows he wants him, and he obviously sees something in him. So now I think he's got to prove, and he's got to actually start in a lot of games, unlike what Under did. So.
I want, just before we go, I think Joanna here has summed up my views quite perfectly. She goes, this is what I fear a little bit. She says, we've signed too many backup players that will end up moving on because they can't get game time, which is part of the struggle when you've got trying to build a depth of squad really to play in the Premier League and the Europa division. Something we've got to learn, but the manager sort of has to learn to keep everybody happy. That is part of the skill, isn't it?
Yeah, like you said, it was all about backup, and I think now, this year has been a big improvement because obviously we brought in 5 players now. Yes, Vestergaard's got injured, but it's something that we needed to do to be a bit more consistent in the league and inconsistent in the Europa League, where we don't have to be suffering from injuries. Yes, obviously defenders now, but we've got a backup to Ndidi now. We've got a backup from Albrighton now. Perez now. We've got Lookman. We've got Vestergaard coming in. We've got Bertrand to replace James Justin now. He's injured. So there's a lot of backups we've got. Yes, I know we're buying backups, but it's what we need to do if you want to be competing with the best.
Reedy, before I let you go, we've got 6 defenders out. I know we signed Vestergaard and we've signed Bertrand. 6 defenders out at the moment. Benkovic just doesn't seem to want to feature. Should we have signed in on loan today another defender?
You never know. I honestly, I don't know why, but I've still got hopes we could sign one more late. I don't know. I don't think we will, but you never know. We've not actually used any money today. Obviously, we got Lookman on loan, so you never know. We could go for a 10 to 20 million pound defender. And if it's late on and we need to find a defender, then it is doable. You just need to do it quick. And like I say, you can do it, and I think we could. But I know what you mean. We needed defenders more. Obviously, we brought Vestergaard in, got injured, so you can't help what it is, can you? And now obviously Ricardo Pereira as well, so it's hard to. Because if we buy another one now, you never know, we could get injured. So.
Yeah, Sean says his mate Elliot Moore, who's obviously at Oxford United, who was at Leicester for I think since he was 9 years old. What a shame we let Elliot Moore go. Last comment here. Last couple. Ivan says we needed a winger. 6 hours to go, man. There's not 6 hours. Ivan, it finishes at 11 UK time in there. Imran, again, sort of summing up what I think a lot of Leicester fans are thinking, Reedy. He was saying we would have loved to have had that big name signing. It's hard to get too excited about even names like Dakar, Soumare, Lookman, Bertrand, Vestergaard. Then some of them are nice names. Some I hadn't heard of, if I'm honest. I'm only being honest. It would have been nice to have had somebody. I still think we're missing a midfield general, and Cambiasso was a great signing.
Yeah, you're right. Don't get me wrong. I think when obviously there's someone like Tillemans came in, it was you just knew like that's a big. But Leicester ain't going to be like that. They're not going to pay out 50, 60 mil for that player that's just going to do bits for us. We're more of a team, more of a club that we go out to try and look for these little stars that maybe will be something. And like saying that you never know with Lookman. I wasn't a big fan of him when we first said that we were going for him, but say over the day I have really kind of fell for it and fell for the idea of him maybe trying to do something for us. So I get what you mean. He's not the biggest and exciting signing we've had, but you never know. There could be one more.
I agree. I sort of agree with Wayne. I've said it numerous times over the pre-season. I was saying for Jesse Lingard in January before he even went to West Ham, I said he's a good player. He knows his way around the Premier League. I think we would have been more excited had we had Jesse Lingard, which is what Wayne's saying. Listen, Reedy, thanks a lot for joining us. It's great. We'll go live again if there is any more breaking transfer news. So do join us. Thanks to Reedy, thanks to Ross, thanks to Jack as well. I'll see you later. Let me know in the comments if you think it's been a good transfer window or if you think we're 1 or 2 players just short. If you can like and share this video, that'd be great. And subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors: ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, and Hope Against Cancer. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at LeicesterFanTV. Visit our website, LeicesterFanTV.com.